Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Life and Love. Here we discuss about many aspects of life and how we can touch that unconditional love. In this episode, I would like to present you with a book which was written through me. The title is written on the thumb, Unveiling Our True Reality with the Wisdom of the Awakened Masters. So why I have called this book this way is because in order to find what is real, what we are, what life is all about, how one can touch that love which doesn't have any condition, it is essential for us to understand that we do not have to become anything. Sometimes we have to stop seeking also. Because in seeking, who is the seeker and what are we seeking? So we are already it, as I have exposed in previous videos. I have to apologize to you that I'm not going to come today and talk about self-knowledge, but I will do it in the next video. I do think that it's imperative for us to have a foundation. It is like an airplane cannot take off without an airstrip. So we also cannot take off in other realms of existence without having a foundation of knowledge, of self-knowledge. So then we can expand our minds and open our hearts to a larger reality than only our own bubble of little existence, which is conditioned by our own egos. So I'd like to present a book with a presentation which I have written about it. It might be easier for you to understand what is it all about. And here's the presentation.
In Unveiling Our True Reality, Stellia Nakoni has written a resource for all looking to find peace and bring unconditional love into their lives. The book explains the process of letting go of the ego that binds us, and highlights quotes from various awakened masters, Christ, Buddha, Krishna and assorted saints, gurus, and yogis from all traditions. They tell us that the path of surrender is not easy, but it is possible, even necessary, to find oneness and unity with the Supreme Love. Whatever your starting point, whatever dogma you follow and whatever reason you have for starting this journey, it is all the same. You must find your own path. The wisdom imparted in this book has the potential to transform a human being into a divine being. The writer has accumulated these teachings as he lived his life till the present and discovered that the teachings imparted by all religious traditions are in fact pointers to the same truth. The pointers may differ, but the truth they point to is one unifying force which sustains and moves the whole of creation. This truth cannot be given to another. It is only found by one with the heart intent to do so. In this book it is explained how our minds have been conditioned since the fall of man, and these layers of conditioning must be removed with the hand of wisdom. It is like peeling the layers of an onion. When all layers of conditioning are removed, the light of the Father will shine. Christ and all the great spiritual masters have pointed out to this unifying light, which is indeed our true nature. I am the light that is over all. I am all. The all came forth out of me, and to me the all has come. Split a piece of wood, I am there. Lift the stone, and you will find me there. Quote. Gospel of Thomas 77. The book explains the process and the tools required in removing this conditioning. It is not an easy task, because not many of us are willing to die of the ego, and this is unfortunately the only way to touch love. Therefore, living in this world in harmony with all existence. In reading this book, one will be able to understand that it is our own egos preventing us from living a blissful and peaceful life. By reading, contemplating and living the teachings of the great spiritual masters, we will be able to come to a way of living where humanity will align with the universal divine will, which is to enter into God consciousness, where unconditional love is our true nature. When it is discovered, peace, harmony, and bliss will run supreme, and the heaven of which Christ and all masters have spoken of will be here and now.
In this book, I have been blessed with coming in presence of these teachings. So in the early ages of my life, I always look to see which religion tradition holds the truth. And I have also found out that they all point to the same door, a door which lies in ourselves. And not in ourselves as the body, but in ourselves as the being. And the being cannot really be explained or described, because it's something which is beyond the mind and the body. So in my years of seeking, I have come through all these teachings, which they were pointers for me to this door which lies in our own being. This door doesn't have a lock. You cannot get a key from somebody else to open it. That truth which you discover cannot be given by another. In some aspects might be awakened a little bit by another, but still one has to walk the walk. And as Christ has said, take your cross and follow me. What he means there is, so you have to bear whatever comes in your life. The cross is the life, the destiny of each one of us. In this book are many masters from all traditions, which point to the same door of our own being. If that is open, a very different quality of life comes about, a bliss which cannot be described or explained, and is not ecstasy or pleasure or anything else. It just cannot be described. It's a peace. It's a feeling of oneness with animals, with nature, with human beings, with all beings, for a matter of fact, regardless of their form. So this book has in it the foundation where one, reading the quotation of the great masters and their wisdom, slowly awakens the wisdom which is already in us. It only awakens the wisdom which is in us. When that wisdom is awakened, then the ignorance falls away. The conditioning which the ego has imparted this condition for thousands of years to us, to our minds, and to the universal mind, which we are part of, will fall away. The more one reads this quotation, the more one connects, the more the ego lets go, then the more that the door will open to a different existence. First, one will reach a state of equanimity of mind, where the world of duality, not that it does not exist, but one is not affected by it. One will welcome the pain the same way one welcomes the pleasure. One will welcome a scolding, the same one will welcome the pride, the being praised by somebody. So there's no difference in that. And that's not ignorance. Ignorance is turning away from both of them, where awakening is looking at both of them and welcome whatever which one comes to you. So that's why I have written this book, because in my lifetime I have discovered from these teachings, and this teaching have impacted how I live my life today. Live a life of simplicity, patience, and humility. These three things are three treasures which I learned from Lao Tzu, which wrote the Tao Te Ching, the Chinese masters. If one lives their life this way, one certainly will awaken the wisdom which cuts through ignorance. And then the veil of illusion falls off. So then one will see reality as it is, not as one might wish to be. So most of us, and even myself, I was living in a state of illusion. Illusion created by our own desires, ambitions, directives, direction in life, and the bubble which the ego have enveloped us in. Each one of us has a smaller or a bigger bubble. Depends how we look at things, you see. Everyone looks at life through that filter of conditioning. If one is American, looks through that American conditioning. If one is Chinese or Iranian or whatever, they look to their conditioning. So all these views are very separate, and there's always conflict between these views. So this is why so many wars have been since time immemorial. We cannot come to a place of harmony and peace where we treat ourselves as human beings. But the ego is making us hate the other, kill the other, because we believe we are better. We have better ideals than the other. We understand more life than the other. But that's not the case. To understand yourself is to understand the other. When you come to understand yourself, to have self-knowledge about who you are, in that self-knowledge, realization is. So this book, which has been given to me by energy which is beyond time and space, it cannot be described, it cannot be painted or put in a picture. Language has no words for it. Thought cannot touch it. So that's why I have written a book because it might help others to unveil their own realities, which it's one reality. My reality is yours, and yours is mine. So once we awaken to that reality, we are not apart from each other. We live the life in oneness. Even that physical, we are in different state of physical existence, but the energy which flows through us is the same. So I encourage you to buy the book. With the money I have received from the book, I'll buy more books to give to people which cannot afford to buy it. So I do think it is a good cause, and that's why I'm doing it. I don't need money. I work for my money. I have a job, so I'm not begging anyone to give me money or pay me a coffee like most YouTubers do, but they have their right to do so. They have their own vision of life. So they put effort into what they're doing. So they need to be rewarded in some respects. I, at the moment, do not need that. So therefore, I don't need anything. Only giving. I learn to give because receiving is in that giving. It is a two-way street anyway. So please buy this book. It's on Amazon. It's on all digital platforms. You can buy it as an ebook. And it's not a book which you read like a fiction book. It's a book which can be your companion when you feel lost. You go to any chapter of the book you resonate with and read it. And every time you read a quotation of wisdom from the masters, something will cut in you. That wisdom will cut through ignorance. So keep reading when you need to. And sometimes you might not read it for weeks, but when you feel anxiety, depression, whatever feelings might disturb you, I encourage you to read because it will help you in the end touch that which is untouchable by thought. So next time I will start talks on self-knowledge, which is a very important chapter from the book, but is important for us to know who we are. And from knowing who we are, we know who the other is. And in that, oneness and unity and harmony will come about. So thank you very much for listening today to the video. And I wish you a blissful day and keep smiling. Life is beautiful. When you touch that unconditional love, nothing can affect you. Nothing can disturb you. And you will always smile. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.